Good morning, everyone. Kate Bora and Fiona Pierman joining you for this week's Facebook Live as we start to dig more into self-awareness. Last week, we talked about what it is, why it's important. This week, we want to talk about what gets in the way or what makes it hard. So many of us think that we're self-aware, yet the research shows us that actually less than 15% of us actually are truly self-aware. And I think where we want to start is it's hard to step outside your comfort zone, right? Often we know that maybe we look around and our instincts, intuition kind of flag that something's not working, something's wrong, things don't feel quite right. But it feels safer, it feels easier to stay in our comfort zone, right? To maintain the status quo rather than the uncertainty that often comes when we start to dig beneath the surface, start to dig into what is that niggling feeling? What is that kind of piece you're noticing about yourself in terms of the disengagement, discomfort with a particular aspect of our life? And we know from our work that it can feel a little bit like, oh gosh, if I open up Pandora's box, what am I going to find? And so fear of the unknown, the uncertainty that comes can be one of the things that we know can actually hold us back from really starting to, really dig beneath the surface to get into what's really going on for us and to really grow and raise our own self-awareness.
Yes, I think one of the things that we're really familiar now, having been in this work for a long time, is whatever's happening on the surface or that first layer, there's usually always some more pieces going on deeper and deeper, and that can feel quite scary to engage with and to look at. And I think this also sits alongside a natural human tendency that we resist change. We like things to be relatively comfortable. One of my mentors a long time ago said, humans are comfort seeking missiles. We go wherever it's easy. And so we like to stay with the status quo, to stay with what we know. And that allows a few things. It means that we can project out rather than dealing with what's going on internally. We can sometimes play the victim. It's not me, it's someone else, push it out, or the blame game, it's all about them. And it's hard to actually sit with the discomfort that actually there's something going on in me. There's some stuff I need to better understand about myself. So I think the resistance to change brings up a lot of pieces around our own sense of whether we want to take responsibility and whether we have agency. And this is all quite big stuff to grapple with.
Yeah, I think one of the things I noticed for myself, but I've seen in our clients coming through the Acts of Confidence program is when their awareness is raised around perhaps beliefs about a situation and environment they're in, when they have a new perspective, which is what really growing our own awareness is broadening our own perspective. We can't ignore it anymore. And two things happen. Either they make a decision and take action to make changes, or you can accept it. And I think either are okay. But what happens with self-awareness is it's almost a door to self-responsibility and an agency and ownership for what I'm experiencing, which is why it is so empowering, right? Which is why it's such a critical pathway to personal transformation, because it puts us back in the driver's seat. I think the other thing that's really challenging with self-awareness is, we don't know what we don't know. And in a very busy world and life, it is easy to be moving at such a pace and to be busy with so many different things across life that we're not paying attention maybe to those niggling feelings or to those little data points that are in our environment that are telling us, hey, there's something else you need to investigate here. And so part of the challenge is, the answers don't just fall out of the sky. And so there's work to be done. There's processes, there's space to create to be able to actually go over and get curious and investigate maybe what is really going on, what is true for me, what is important for me, what's going on that I need to take care of in that particular aspect of my life.
I think the The work here is once we illuminate, once we see stuff that we weren't previously aware of, we can't unsee it. We can't roll back the curtain and go back to our previous state. And that means we have to deal with it in some form. We can accept it. We can just go, okay, well, that's a fact. But for most of us, that raising of awareness will spark a curiosity, an interest in what else is going on for me and how can I actually address this rather than just have it happen to me. And I think one of the things here that, often we see people get caught in or sort of catches them out as they start to do this work is we do what we do for a lot of good reasons. We have loyalty, we have bias to past experiences, to past beliefs, to things that perhaps worked for us or we were told, early in our life were good things to do. And those things can actually get in our way as we get older. So we have to be willing to look at them. Things like perfectionism, wanting to get everything right, that might have been good early on, but now we're so frightened of appearing stupid or inadequate that we don't want to actually address that particular thing. Or we might know that actually being able to share with others and ask for help is a good thing, but we're so used to doing it all ourselves and we're so used to being independent that that feels really challenging to do something differently. So I think there's lots of things here to start to understand about why this can be a really challenging thing and to be really kind and generous to ourselves as we start to look at this because it will inevitably be uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to leave it there. We're going to talk in the coming weeks around how to actually, what are the processes? As we said, there's work to be done. It's not just magic. Self-awareness just doesn't happen. There is work to be done. There is processes. There are tools. There are strategies that you can engage with to facilitate more of your own growth and development when it comes to raising your own self-awareness. If you enjoyed today's confidence conversation and you know someone in your network who'd benefit from it, we'd love for you to share it or tag them below. If you'd like to dig into more of our confidence conversations, head over to our YouTube channel. There are hundreds of videos, playlists for you to check out, client stories for you to listen to if you want to hear more about our work. And even when you're ready to go deeper with your core confidence, visit our website, coreconfidence.com.au.